Today in class we talked about the different types of correlation. So there's 3 types of correlation. The first type is positive correlation. And positive correlation is when data has some sort of relationship, and when you look at it from left to right, it is increasing. So it kind of follows a pattern that is going up. And it's important to remember that anything with positive correlation is positive because both x and y are increasing. So as one gets bigger, the other one is getting bigger as well. So that's where positive correlation comes from. So our second type of correlation is negative correlation. And negative correlation means as we read the data from left to right, it is going down. So it's going to follow some sort of downward pattern. And the reason that it is negative is because as x is increasing, so as x increases, our y's are decreasing. So one's getting bigger and the other is getting smaller. And our third type of correlation was when we had no correlation. And no correlation is when the data is literally scattered. So it's just all over the place. There is no relationship there. And that's our definition, is that there is no relationship. And it is in fact a true scatter plot. So it's all scattered. So if you had this table, it says the ages of American women at first marriage, and it tells you that in the years, it starts from 1960 and goes all the way up to 2010, and it gives you the average age of a woman who is getting married. So if a question asked you what the average age was in 1995, then you would go from 1960 all the way to 1995, which would be here, and you would go up and you would read that, and it's a little over 24, so we'd probably say that it was 24.5. And if they ask you to find the line of best fit, so notice it's a line, so we're going to be writing this in y equals mx plus b form using 1970, and we're also using 2005. Well, then we've got to come up with 2 points. So notice that our years are down here on the x-axis, so that means our first point is going to be 1970, and then the y value at that, so 1970 is here. The y value looks to be about halfway between 20 and 22, so we could say that it's 21. And then our other point is going to be 2005. And then we're going to have to go over here to 2005 and go up, and it looks like the average age was somewhere a little over 25, so we'll just say 25. We'll just estimate it there. So we need to find, in order to write this equation, we need to find 2 things. The first thing we need to find is we need to find our slope, which is our m. And our second thing we need to find is our b value, which is our y-intercept, where we began. So to do this, we're going to find our slope using our slope formula, which is our y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Let's make our x1 and our y1 here. Let's make that, this point 1970 and 21. And then let's make our y2 and our x2, our other point, which was 2005 and 25. So our job now is to rewrite our equation using these numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my division sign, put my 2 minus signs in there, and then I'm just going to put my numbers in place. So my y value is 25. Underneath that, I'm going to put 2005. My x value is 21 for the other side. And underneath that, I'm going to put 1970. So when I do my math, 25 minus 21 is going to give me 4. 2005 minus 1970 is going to give me 35. So my slope would be 4 over 35. So remember, my equation was y equals mx plus b. I have my slope now. I know that my slope here, my m value, is 4 over 35. And I need to pick a point for x and y, since I don't have my y-intercept. So I'm going to rewrite this as y equals 4 over 35 x plus b. And I've got 2 options. I could use point slope formula. So option 1, I'm going to write this in a different color. I'm going to write this in yellow. Option 1 is I can use the point slope formula because I know I have a point and I have a slope. Option 2 is that I can use slope intercept and solve for b. I'm going to go for option 1. I'm actually going to do both. So right now I'm going to do option 1, which if you'll recall, your point slope formula is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where our job is to fill in something for y1, m, and x1. Well, we already know that our m is 4 over 35. We already figured that out. And then we had 2 points. We had 1970 and 21 and 2005 and 25. It doesn't matter which of those we're going to use. I'm going to pick 1970 and 21. So I'm going to just write this over here to the side so that I remember what I'm doing. So I had 1970 and I had 21. This is my x. 1970 and 21 is my y. So I can plug those numbers in. Remember that your x goes in the parentheses, so I'm going to put minus 1970 because it's going to switch signs, and our y is going to go on the left side with y, and it's going to become a minus 21. So to solve this, I need to distribute on the right side because I need to get y by itself. So I have y minus 21 on the left equals 4 times 35 is 4 over 35x, and 4 times negative 1970 is going to give us a decimal, and that's okay. And that decimal is negative 225.14. So then to get y completely by itself, all I have to do is I need to add 21 to both sides. And I'm going to get y equals 4 over 35x minus 204.14. So that would be my equation. So that right there is our equation in using, point slope form. So we did the first way in our orange here. So now I'm going to do the second way. So I'm going to do my slope intercept form. So slope intercept form says that I have y equals mx plus b. And I already know that my m is 4 over 35. So it's really y equals 4 over 35x plus b. And I'm going to pick my other point this time just to show you that you are going to get the same answer. So I'm going to use this 2005 and 25 point here. And to rewrite it, so 2005 and 25. Well, 2005 is x, 25 is y. So that means I'm going to replace y with 25. And then equals 4 over 35 times 2005 plus b. And then I need to solve this. So on the right-hand side over here, I need to go ahead and multiply 4 over 35 times 2005, which is 229.14 plus b. And then to get b completely by itself, I do need to minus 229.14 from both sides. So I'm minusing 229.14. And lo and behold, I'm going to end up with 204.14 equals b. So both ways I got the same b value. So my equation is now y equals 4 over 35 x minus, this should be a negative, minus 204.14. So notice that my equation here and my equation here were exactly the same. So either way it went, I got the same answer.